Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kahalayim La Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Bakakwadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who were well. Salutations to the hopeful elect brothers out there pushing this truth with all diligence and sincerity. This is the brother Lahab coming to you with another lesson. Um, just based off, with something the elder Demashapad was laying backing off of, giving his personal testimony, and I felt like a certain connection to it as well because me myself I've been slowing down on the salting, and by salting I mean on the bottle, because of the times we're about to come into. Not to mention it is you destroying your temple, man. The scriptures talk about, overindulging, not moderate drinking, but overindulging is destroying your body, man. You know, you get all types of ailments, hypertension. So like, let me put this on D and D so nothing disturbs this message. But yeah, man, in these times that we're coming into, it's very important that you don't uh, allow yourself to be subject to a substance. All right, or very well much anything, man. Like brothers would put the clip in the orders room, where brothers would have a group meeting or a conference room where we'll sit down of what was it, Robert De Niro, and I think it was Al Pacino, and Robert De Niro's character was saying, "I don't attach myself to anything I'm not ready to walk away from in 30 seconds," and that's really important, man. All right, they can be people. They can be how you certain things that you own, your car. We're not to be attached to anything in this lifetime if it's not Yahweh Shai, man. All right, because everything that the Lord is going to take away, we know that He's going to give in return. And we have to have the right mentality to understand that. First off, it's the Lord's. He can do whatever the fuck He wants, whether He wants to return it or not. But if you're pleasing the Most High, He's going to do what is well pleasing unto you in the end. It says, "Delight yourself in the Most High; He shall give you the desires of your heart." But nonetheless, in these times, man, we're in this battle. It is a spiritual battle now, but it's about to get real physical. You know, and that's what makes this battle that we go through so hard because it's really like brothers that work app jobs or do Lyft, you have to be your own boss, and it's meant in this type of walk that we're doing, you have to be on your own ass because it says work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. All right, yeah, we got you got elders, you have different deacons, and you have your teachers, and you have a hierarchy, so called in this truth in this thing of ours. But ultimately, it still boils down to you being on your own ass, man. Your house shot is not about to come down and tell you to do that. That's in the book. That's what you have the prophets for. All right. It's up to you to take heed to the message, man. But I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna play, what the elder had said, the elder Demashpat. This is Acts chapter 17 and verse 30. It says, "In the times of this ignorance, the Most High winked at, but now commanded all men everywhere to repent, and all Israelite men." All right. And if you don't, well, that's your ass. All right. Anybody who doesn't come to this truth, that's their ass. We're coming into those times. We say it all the time, but the Lord is about to start doing that and moving because He's about to establish His kingdom. And if you're in the way of that, you're gonna get knocked off. Your chess piece is gonna be off the board. But I'm gonna let this play.
I was like, that's why self work is very important, man. You can't have no device that you can't cut off in this life. You have to be able to cut everything off because what about when it ain't none of those devices to have? Are you gonna be stable of mind? What about when you don't have no liquor? What about when the stores are empty and ain't?
Um, yeah, what about when those stores are empty, man? All right. When Big Shirley can't get that vat of ice cream with that Henny, you know, what are you gonna do? You should have been serving your how about me outside, but this is St. John chapter 8 and verse 34. Yahweh Shai answered them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. All right. And that's, that goes into actual sins that's going on. But at the same time, you can't let your flesh lust over, because once you start putting anything before the Most High or overindulging in it, you didn't turn what was a good thing into an idol, you know, because you gave it too much honor in the wrong way, man. You started to put this and profess this above Yahweh Shai Shai. This is the first thing that was on your mind every morning. The first thing that's supposed to be on our mind every morning is how we're going to serve Yahweh Shai, man. You know, we wake up praising Yahweh Shem Yahshua. You say a prayer, and it's a battle, man. I'm not saying it like it's an easy fight, but the more you're into the flesh, the more it's gonna start telling you to do this or do that. It's gonna be a stronger fight, and that flesh is gonna be strong as hell, beating your ass. You know, whether it be the woman, or what would my woman think about this? Or shit, I gotta get this new chick. However that goes, you can't have these mortal thoughts and serve the Lord. All right, the Lord says we gotta cast your burdens upon me, man. Cast all your cares upon me. That's why it says take no thought for these things. It doesn't mean like, yeah, you're not working or you don't have you're not doing something about yourself. All right, you're not trying to establish a normal life. I'm not even gonna say it like that. That you're not a lazy motherfucker, because that's really what it is. We do work, we do everything we can like a normal person should, paying your fucking bills. But we understand that this life, for one, is set up in a wicked way, and that's convenient for us in this truth, because it makes you not want to be nestled so much in it. All right, when as soon as you get enough money, it's like fuck, this is going towards bills. Now you don't quit your fucking job. There's gonna come a time where no man is gonna be able to work. All right, since the grind is gonna cease. And it's funny, I quoted that scripture because I'm doing this lesson, and Yahweh Shah said that it's gonna come a time when no man shall work. Meaning, we're not gonna be able to push this truth, but also there's not gonna be any work out there, man. It says there's not gonna be any more work in Egypt, man. Which the head or tail, the rush or branch may do, man. So what should we be doing now when things are still moving and grind? All right. But have your mind focused on the kingdom of Yahweh Shai Shai, and understanding when you do fail and falter in this life, when shit goes wrong in this life, you know, not in the spiritual life, but when things fail in this life and they don't go the way that you thought it would, remember that, hey, the Lord is doing that to remind you got a kingdom coming, and He don't want you to be nestled here to fall out of the truth. It's not a oh shit. What? No, it's like fuck. I call her life like y'all between outside, because I would have been stuck in. I would have been thinking that this was it, and then get destroyed. You know. But whatever vices we have, man, hey, we not to be necessary. You don't know if you're gonna see that drink. It'd be cool if the Lord did bless brothers with that. Like you got brothers say we might have so. You might have those things. You might have um, these dainties. You might stumble upon uh a motherfucker who didn't make it back to the crib and they had woo up in the band. But hey, our only hope is just to have the spirit of Yahweh Shai. Shit. Yahweh Shai said, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes out of the mouth of the Most High. It could be a brother that went days without eating or drinking water, and the Lord to sustain him. So we're not to be nestled upon anything that's earthly, all right? But we are of the earth, so the Most High is going to feed us in due season, man. But nonetheless, our mindset is supposed to be, I can't fall off. I gotta continually keep Yahweh Shai and what is well pleasing unto Him in my heart and in my mind, and not take that C hip, because that's the great test is gonna come, which is gonna be a lot of people gonna be able to hear that. They're gonna be you probably wouldn't your ears weren't open to the C hip, going inside you, but a lot of people are gonna be willing when they get empty stomachs, man. It's like you gonna have a whole big ass ear in your stomach. Like, yeah, this probably ain't the C hip. This is something I need in my life. This is probably ain't the MOTB. This is something. Hey, well, that's gonna be the great test. The Lord didn't lie and say this is gonna be the test. It's gonna try the whole earth. All right. Anybody can say right now that they're not gonna take it, but the Lord is gonna try us, man. So that's the reason why we trim our lamps. What does that mean? It's like you're studying. You're readying yourself. That word trim going into readying yourself, man, preparing yourself for the day of this battle that's coming.
No liquor. Our brother's gonna be able to, you know, be stable.
Right. You need to be able to be sound, man. All right. And it's not saying that we can't moderately drink. It's nothing wrong with drinking. But it's just like getting cheeks, man. Are you ready to let this go when time comes? All right. Are you gonna be able to say I have no pleasure in this? I see where this is going. It's not leading in the right direction, man. This is Matthew chapter 24 and 42. It says, "Watch therefore, for you know not what hour your Lord doth come." Right. Just like what happened in 2020. With the stores just doing what they did, and then everybody started panicking and panic buying. You don't know if that might happen again, because it is. We just don't know when. All right. You don't know if you got gonna have enough to last you the next day, even if you store it up. You don't know if marauders might come rob you of all that, man. They might take you as well. Feed you with feed you being idle with things offered unto idols, man. So yeah, I'm not saying this in no laughing mood. I may have chuckled in irony, but man, this thing is about to get real serious. Verse 43. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known and what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. So what does that mean? Be ready. So you don't have to get ready. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as you think not the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a wise and faithful servant? Like who then is a faithful and a wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. So that's what we're praying to be, that we be servants of Yahweh Shai, that we resemble his son Yahweh Shai, doing this unto the end, man. Even when things seem dark, all right. That's why this thing is in so much. Yes, the Lord is extremely motivational. But what are you gonna do when there is no hope? When there's nothing there to motivate you? Are you gonna continue this as if it is right? As if this is just how it's supposed to be, regardless? Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for you, man. So yeah, our hope is in the Lord, but we hope for the best and we prepare for the worst, because the worst is about to happen. Our lives are gonna be on the line. Some of our lives may be taken, but we don't give up the faith regardless. Yeah, this is First Peter 2:11. Dearly beloved, I beseech you, as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts, which war against the soul, having your conversation honest among the Gentiles, that whereas they speak against you as evildoers, they may by your good works, which they shall behold, glorify the Most High in the day of visitation. And that Gentiles, of course, is talking about Israelite foreigners. You know, they're basically, because the reason why that's brought up for the simple fact was like, why should we uh, 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 change if y'all doing the same shit we do? That's the reason why we walk in a different way against, our people that are in the world, man, so that we are blameless. And it ain't like we're doing the same thing that they do. We're not giving on unto our lust, because that is, and what said is true, to a certain extent that you do have to have a discipline. It doesn't mean that we can't do things like have a drink, have sex, and enjoy a good time, but it's a balance and it's a discipline that comes with this. People do associate somebody that's heavily into a religious movement. This is deeper than that, but they associate that with discipline. All right, that's one of the reasons why people say that we think that we're holy and now, when even though if they don't know about our lives, you know, because there is a discipline that comes with being in the truth. There is something that we have to do. It's not something that we gloat in because we know that we steal nothing. It's not about us about bragging or boasting, but we're being disciplined for Yahweh Shai. It's just like your woman. You got a woman. She's gonna be disciplined and not talk to men out of respect for you. She's not gonna not have the house dirty when you get home out of respect for you. She's gonna make sure she smells good and has herself done up out of respect for you. Well, that's the same way we are with Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because he's always watching. And when he comes in a time that you don't think he's coming, you got to be prepared. Honey, I got off work. What the hell is going on in the house? I got off work early and this is what I come to see? Why wasn't expecting you? You know I can come home at any given moment. This is my house. What you mean you wasn't expecting me? Well, that's how it is with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Then, hey, we're pilgrims, man. We're pilgrims, right? Um, Actually, I'm gonna end it off with that. Let me get this in. This is Second Ezra 14, verse 13. It says, "Now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble." And that's what the Lord has us doing right now, because we're preparing everybody for that great and dreadful day. Not everybody, the elect of Israel. And the one third. "And now renounce corruption. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee. And haste thee to flee from these times, which is having your mind in the world." Or anything trying to pull you into the world, cares and worries. All right. The Most High does take us down through things, to humble you, but it's not for you to just be down and out and worrying like, oh shit, the Lord suck me. I might as well just give up. No, that's not why the Lord is doing that, man. The Lord is talking to us when He does humble us in certain actions, man, to mortify your memories more, or just to test you to see if you gonna stray away. That's it. Maybe you do need to fast more or read more. It could be those aspects. But it's never for us to give up. It's to see what am I doing wrong so I can do it right. It says, "For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter." So that's what we're preparing for. And there's been a lot of evil shit that's happened on the face of the earth. So what do we need to get prepared for? The unthinkable. And the only person who knows what's about to happen is who? Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Even Esau don't know. He thinks he knows because he's planning certain shit. But it's the Most High who's doing this, man. It says the Most High mustereth the host of the battle. The Most High is the Father of spirits. So he's controlling everything that's going on the face of the earth, man. Because everything is a spirit. Even the damn stones, man. Yeah, this is I'm gonna just start at verse 37. This is second Ezra 16 and 37. Um it says, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the ninth month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, and which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment, they get worse." And notice things have been speeding up because we're closer to the end, man. The story is just getting good when you're getting towards the end of the movie, right? Or towards the end of that book. It says, "Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle, and those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth, ready to let some shit go. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth as if he should not reap. So also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers." All right, and that's funny. They mentioned that married thing twice because, hey, One of the things that you hold dear is your woman. Lord willing, hey, your woman be with you. But we understand how this word is and how the world is and how the truth is. For a lot of us, that's not gonna be so. Howard Shai walked a very lonely road, man. Yeah, this is 1 Corinthians 7:29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none, and they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not. Right? Because your woman is going to be dependent on you in that day. So in these times, you got to have your mind set ready for the battle, ready for anything to be lost, including your own life. But it says those that lose their lives for my name's sake shall have it in life eternal. And they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not, and they that use this world is not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. All right, back into it. It says, verse 45, and therefore they that labor, labor in vain. For the strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, like I just said. There's going to be a lot of preppers or people that were settled upon their goods. They're going to lose all that shit. All right? Overthrow their houses and take their children captives, for in captivity and famine shall they get children. And they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, and their persons in their own persons, like their possessions in their own persons. The more will I be angry with them, because there's gonna be a pride with that. So the Lord's gonna be fucking people up for that, man. For their sin, saith the Lord. Like as a whore envieth a right, honest, and a virtuous woman, so shall righteousness hate iniquity when she decketh herself, and shall accuse her to her face. When he cometh, thou shalt defend him that diligently searcheth out every sin upon earth. So the Lord is coming for that man that is mad at this place, man, that is speaking against this place, that everybody's ready to kill for speaking against this place. That's who the Lord is coming back to save. And that man is vexed with this place. He's not settled upon this place. So brothers, wake up, man. Brothers and sisters, wake up. This is not our rest. We're supposed to be praying to the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shah day and night and cursing this place, man. Nothing here should have you in a lackadaisical stage and carefree, because this is hell. With that, I'm going to end this lesson off and give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wadash, Shalom, and Baba Ball.